Nicholaus Copernicus, Polish scientist, February 19th, 1473 to May 24th, 1543.
To know that we know what we know, and to know that we do not know what we do not know, that is true knowledge. Finally, we shall place the sun himself at the center of the universe. At rest, however, in the middle of everything is the sun. Those things which I am saying now may be obscure, yet they will be made clearer in their proper place. As far as hypotheses are concerned, let no one expect anything certain from astronomy which cannot furnish it, lest he accept as the truth ideas conceived for another purpose, and depart from the study a greater fool than when he entered it. It is for the duty of an astronomer to compose the history of the celestial motions through careful and expert study. I can easily conceive, Most Holy Father, that as soon as some people learn that in this book, which I have written concerning the revolutions of the heavenly bodies, I ascribe certain motions to the earth, they will cry out at once that I and my theory should be rejected. The massive bulk of the earth does indeed shrink to insignificance in comparison with the size of the heavens. I am aware that a philosopher's ideas are not subject to the judgments of ordinary persons, because it is his endeavor to seek the truth in all things, to the extent permitted to human reason by God. The earth is also spherical, since it presses upon its center from every direction. Therefore, when I consider this carefully, the contempt which I had to fear because of the novelty and apparent absurdity of my view nearly induced me to abandon utterly the work I had begun. Accordingly, since nothing prevents the earth from moving, I suggest that we should now consider also whether several motions suit it, so that it can be regarded as one of the planets, for it is not the center of all the revolutions. Therefore, in the course of work I have followed this plan, I describe in the first book all the positions of the orbits together with the movements which I ascribe to the earth, in order that this book might contain, as it were, the general scheme of the universe. Yet if anyone believes that the earth rotates, surely he will hold that its motion is natural, not violent. Therefore, having obtained the opportunity from these sources, I too began to consider the mobility of the earth. Although the good arts serve to draw man's mind away from vices and lead it towards better things, this function can be more fully performed by this art, which also provides extraordinary intellectual pleasure. For a traveler going from any place toward the north, that pole of the daily rotation gradually climbs higher, while the opposite pole drops down in equal amounts. Of all things visible, the highest is the heaven of the fixed stars. For I am not so enamored of my own opinions that I disregard what others may think of them. Mathematics is written for mathematicians. Moreover, since the sun remains stationary, whatever appears as a motion of the sun is really due rather to the motion of the earth. Those who know that the consensus of many centuries has sanctioned the conception that the earth remains at rest in the middle of the heavens at its center, would, I reflected, regard it as an insane pronouncement if I made the opposite assertion that the earth moves. The earth together with its surrounding waters must in fact have such a shape as its shadow reveals, for it eclipses the moon with the arc of a perfect circle. In so many and such important ways, then, do the planets bear witness to the earth's mobility. First of all, we must note that the universe is spherical. So influenced by these advisors and this hope, I have at length allowed my friends to publish the work, as they had long besought me to do. Not a few other very eminent and scholarly men made the same request, urging that I should no longer through fear refuse to give out my work for the common benefit of students of mathematics. Near the sun is the center of the universe. I shall now recall to mind that the motion of the heavenly bodies is circular, since the motion appropriate to a sphere is rotation in a circle. More stars in the north are seen not to set, while in the south, certain stars are no longer seen to rise. Therefore, I would not have it unknown to your holiness that the only thing which induced me to look for another way of reckoning the movements of the heavenly bodies was that I knew that mathematics by no means agree in their investigation thereof. Pouring forth its seas everywhere then, the ocean envelops the earth and fills its deeper chasms. We regard it as a certainty that the earth, enclosed between poles, is bound by a spherical surface.